One of the easiest trees that I suggest people grow in containers, and we're not talking about small containers, at least 25 gallons and up. Wine barrels are great, but you want something a little bit more deeper, such as these 40-gallon containers. I'll tell you this tree is a tree that you should grow, place it in your front yard or your backyard, on a patio, on a porch. It produces, and when it matures and the roots really establish itself, you folks will know that this elder never lied to you. What tree? Well, let's look closer. 40 gallons. You tell me how beautiful this tree is. You still haven't figured it out? Well, let's take it from this angle. Have you figured it out yet? Now look at his height. Yeah, it keeps going. May I remind you, I'm 5'11" and a half. You're looking at about 6'5" on this tree right now. What tree is it? It's a pomegranate. And a lot of people tend to grow these in the ground. What I have found out with the pomegranate tree is that they do just fine in containers, large containers. A lot of times people, they buy the dwarf varieties, but the semi-dwarf and the standard, they grow well in containers. I'm not a big fan of growing standards in containers when it comes to suggesting it for others. I'll do it because of my experience. But you could do it if you just follow exactly what I say to a T. Just look at this tree. This year, it should give me about 20 pomegranates. I've already got about 15 of them that have been pollinated. And remember, not all pomegranates are going to mature at the same time. I got plenty of bees to do the job. Let's check them out. Hello, bees. I want you to do your job. Okay, thank you. You see, they listen, but I got some backup. That's my other hive. Hello, bees. I need you to do your job. You see, I don't have to lie. They're going to take care of their part, and I'll do my part. They practice husbandry, and so do I. In the meantime, let's take a closer look at how the pomegranate forms. First, you get a bud. Then you get a flower. You see all that good old stuff in there? The bees go from flower to flower and pollinate. Now, this is a self-pollinating pomegranate. However, if you want to produce more pomegranates, you want bees, or you're going to have to do it by hand. Here's another look. You see the bud there? It'll produce a flower like this. This will open up to this. It would allow the bees to come in and pollinate it, and this will start to harden at the bottom like this, which turns into a pomegranate. Isn't that impressive? But you've got to be very careful with the soil amendments. Why? Well, pomegranates have slight acidic, similar to citrus, yet they're fruits. So what type of soil do I use? Are you ready for this? I use a good high quality container mix for potted plants, and I get it at my local, you ready? Are you sure? Hydroponic store. I'll put the bags up in the video or the link below this video. But I get that high quality soil. I mix that potted soil with some already matured compost. And I'm not a fan of putting compost inside the container mixed with the soil amendments. I normally add it on top. But I've done an experiment for years, and this works because the compost, as well as the potting mix mixed together with, of course, you folks see it. You know what that is, right? Yeah, that's perlite. And you know what that is, right? That's shredded bark. Shredded bark. I add azomite. I mix it all together. And then once I'm done with that, I'll come back behind it and add just half a cup of soil sulfur, just to lower the pH. Not a lot, just a little bit. I mix it all together, and voila, this is what I get. I get a beautiful, look at the leaves on it. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Beautiful, isn't it? And this is what I get. I've even propagated this tree through air layering, right? No, not like my citrus trees. I simply took a mature cutting, I clipped it off, one of the branches, and I planted it, and I got another one. I'm gonna make about several more of these. I tend to love them because they're beautiful, they're very ornamental, and they really, really create a curb appeal if you have a home that has a front porch, or maybe you have a condo and you have a front porch. It's just a beautiful looking tree. Although not evergreen, it's forever berry. Until next time, happy harvesting. Shalom.